Live.
Recording.
We're live again.
Live again.
Okay, we have a tube, we got a cup, we got a spring, we got a washer. Washer goes against spring. And then we have an O-ring. And then we have our cover. And the next thing is you got to make sure they go together. Look at that.
Do it again? Do it again?
Oh,
was out of focus.
I can't do that again.
I'll do another one then.
That was a one-time only application.
Okay, cap first.
That's a cup, spring, washer,
gasket, washer, then
cork seal.
Cork seal.
And remember, you got a flat side and you got a curved side. The curved side goes against this one. It goes all the way up, and you make sure it goes inside like that. See that?
Wonderful. Repeat 4 times.
Well, only 2 more times because we already did 2. I almost put that in upside down.
I'll do that.
That would be like wrong. That does happen though. And if you put this in upside down, it doesn't work as good.
Yeah. Leakage.
But I have seen that done more than once. I don't know how that would ever happen though. What are you laughing at back there?
What if you put the corkscrew in the wrong way?
If you put the corkscrew in wrong, it doesn't work because that's for opening your bottle up. All right.
Good.
Those are all good. Now
Those are all fair.
They look like these might work. They're not too awfully screwed up. Okay, good. We'll get back to doing real work now. Put the motor together. Well, you're just screwing around. It's supposed to be working. Okay, now we go over here to the far side. We've got our special tool here on the end of the crank to return with, called a nut. And this goes back and forth, which turns your crank. And you see your lifters are moving right here. That would be on the overlap stroke. See how these ones are not moving? Compression stroke. You take your Phillips screwdriver, not your straight blade, because the straight blade, when the piston hits, it can knock the blade off. It just bends it. You stick it over here. You don't not put it in there at that angle, it will bend it. You stand it up, and you watch it go up and down, see? When it's all the way up, that would be called top dead center. And these aren't moving, so that'd be on the compression stroke. Now, these ones here are going like that, so that's on the overlap stroke. That's where both valves are going up and down. Now, if you adjust them over there, you'll have a lot of clearance in your valve train. See, now these push rods here are special made. See, they're all the same length instead of having 3 different lengths like you should.
Okay.
That means they go in any of the 4 holes because they never made them correct. Knuckleheads have a cup and a ball. The cup goes into the head. You slip it over like that, and it goes into your adjuster. Then you adjust it. But you should put the cover on first.
Kind of important.
It definitely does help to have the cover on first. Now, I usually like having maybe a little assembly lube in here so that the balls do not run dry. Yeah, there's some in there. And it's easier to do the intake first usually. So you gotta make sure you open the rocker up there. And this one rotates here nicely. The nut doesn't, but the screw does.
This is where the clothespin comes in handy.
Is that what it is? I just happen to have
that way.
You mean like one of these things?
You see what you're doing.
Those are special tools. Not everybody has those. Now, if this was a good nut, it would go on by your fingers, but being an experienced nut, it's already collapsed, so it's tight on the shaft, otherwise known as the thread. So you have to do it the hard way. If you turn that little light on, you can see better.
Say what? Is the light not on?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Can you see better?
Can you see better?
Well, I don't have to see because I know what I'm doing, but the people watching can probably see what I'm doing.
Trying to get the focus like a light.
Yeah, well.
There we go. We are in focus.
The camera is fighting the focus part. We even cleaned the lens, and I don't know if that helped. I figured it was just me.
So how far you tighten it up? Don't want to go any further?
Until the nut quits moving would be nice. I'm getting there. Yeah, finally got there. Okay. Now let's see how the push rod doesn't move very freely. That means it might be a little snug. So you give it a little extra. It still doesn't want to move. Some more. At some point it will move. Like that. And you feel it for your drag. And if you have a light drag, that would be correct if the motor was broken in. Now this motor, I did not do a valve job on this, did I?
No.
So that means it has about 50 miles on it. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up and see what it feels like. Now when you tighten these, you move both wrenches at the same time. That way you can go twice as tight before you run the nut off. And see how it's nice and free. So that way we can run the bike and not worry about the valves getting tight for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll come back and readjust after about 15 minutes of running time. Now if you just had a fresh valve job on, you have to do it after about 5 minutes of running time. This motor's already broken in, so we don't have to. Or at least parts of it are broken in.
Mm-hmm.
But with only that 3.5 or 4 to 1 compression it had in it, it might probably not have much load on it. Now it's got probably 7 to 1 compression, so.
All right, Keenan, good luck.
See you later.
Take care, buddy.
See ya. Be safe.
Alright, this one here is tight on both surfaces. So this one's going to be a little bit harder to do. There it goes. It's getting looser now. So these screws and nuts are tight so they don't just go up with your fingers. It's on there. Okay, we do the same thing, we loosen it up until it can turn like that. Come back a little bit. Tighten them both together, and we have some clearance. Now that's about normal running clearance there. Go ahead and tighten and loosen these up a little. Move that one and then tighten them back up. Now it's real free, see? Alright, so that one's done. We got one cylinder done. And you want your push rods going up and down, make sure when you get all the way open, nothing hits. No loud popping noises would be a good thing. So that one's all the way open. There's your overlap stroke. You can make sure the pistons and valves don't get friendly with each other. So it goes right past without a problem. Alright, so now these two are down. We'll take our top dead center over here. Bring it back until we get to where we want to be. We do this. Now this is done the same way as we did on the other one. close it is.
Mm.
I already moved them down a little bit too.
Sorry?
I already moved them down a little bit.
Mm.
But they had that 74 cylinders on it and mismatch
Right.
unknown push rods, some aluminum, some steel.
Yeah. Put together kind of thing, huh?
Yeah, we don't know what the hell we had in there. These are the correct 16-inch push rods. See what's close?
Mm-hmm.
You can almost push it in. That should be good enough. There it goes. Zero. Special clips in the way. Just enough you can't turn with your fingers. See how it's a split nut there?
Mm-hmm.
There's also a tapering on the bottom, so it crushes the end of the thread when you tighten it up. So it locks it. There we go. Here's our loose. Okay. And we tighten them both up. Okay, that's how it would be if it's a normal bike. Got light drag. So we gotta loosen up a little bit more. So you use both wrenches back. Turn that one and loosen it, and you tighten them both up. There we go. And we're down to one left. You always got to make sure you got the corks in there before you put everything together.
Right.
Otherwise you could take it all back apart again. Gooey. This one doesn't go from this far. There it goes. Ooh, that's an easy one. Get spoiled with that. Right there.
Is good?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll work. Okay, now for the hard part. Okay, we're going to rotate the motor over and see what we got. Make sure the valve train goes through. Always like looking over the covers off so I can see what the push rods are doing. So you can look at the push rods here, you can look at the lifters down here. Just make sure everything goes through without doing any clunk clunks and hits, like that noise right there was. There's the valve closing. Yeah, looks like it's working good. Okay. I'll put it back up about where the timing is on the front cylinder. About in that area there. We got to pull this off with a wire over here, so it's a good place to leave it. And if you're in the right spot, the mark on the lube should be right where the point cam is. Okay. See how it fires right there? Some of them a little bit off, but close enough we can take the lid off, put the wire on, put it back on where we're at. Because we will need to know that here when we put the motor on the bike. Alright, now these covers go down. Take the inner, slide it up, make sure it's up in the hole. Screwdriver holds it. That one's too big. Use a small one. Make sure this one's down on that one. Bring it down. And we take our clip, shove it all the way up. That's a nasty looking one. Put a better looking one in there. And then you take the medium screwdriver, and you go like that, pops in. Now if you use a narrow one, it tends to want to split the cover wide open. If you use a fat one in there, it's too fat to slip all the way in easily. So the medium works the best. Then you take the crappy looking one and you put it to the inside where you can't see the bad part.
Okay.
That way it looks good. Then you want to rotate top and bottom of the unit to square. It slides in the corks and make sure everything's clear and flat and there's no grit under it. Which I'm sure you never would have on a clean motor, right?
Just noticed that those things got acorns on there and the other ones are flats.
Oh, front and back, yeah. I noticed when I painted the heads because I had to clean them. These have got a little paint on the tips. I see why, because those didn't have a tip to get paint on. That's a tight one there. Yeah, that is very tight. All right. That look like a motor.
Looking good.
Okay, where is our oil line? This goes right here. It even almost fits. Look at that. Almost like maybe it came off it. Think how bad that was before because these cylinders were up about an 1/8 inch,
Yeah.
3/16 higher up. They must have really stretched the hell out of that line to make it fit. There's the wrenches. Oh, some 9/16. You shouldn't have to put any sealer on these if those things are any good. It's in. Carburetor bracket goes in here once we get the carburetor done. Wait for that.
Intake next?
Yeah, we need an intake manifold on the bike. So what you can cut that off with some tools.